back online though, so that's really, really important for RQ. Regardless of that, still surviving alone without Abe. Now it goes back to his team. I think it was Dudes that he brought back. So he has to be able to find a way to not only bring his play back into the game, but also survive. There we go. I think Mal is already back in the game as well. So this is massive.
Yeah, very good play here from Dudes. Managing to bring his buddies right back in from the revive. And they picked a great spot at the observatory with the tanks of the R1's Dinoculus scan. Spotting no players there. They'll have to take damage.
Facebook লাইট চলে ফেসবুক চলে না
Do have a double team booster on their side. Turns in a little bit of trouble there. There might be a loss spotting him out. Trying to shoot him out of the air, but they're going to be unsuccessful with that attempt. And now we are losses. A tad bit slower today in terms of raking in those eliminations, but they really are not pressured to find more numbers out there. They're definitely going to secure the top 4 as long as they can find the final circle game after game.
You know what? I like this. Everyone has a little bit of, an area where they're holding on to. No one's really trying to really commit to this fight, but it will change very, very soon. Especially since the majority of teams are trying to get into the circle. Twisted Minds not here yet. Leon is coming in very, very soon. And Leon has been really active this game as well. I think 9 kills so far.
Total Gaming using the bridge to boost them up. That high vantage point gets them yet another elimination. That's what you need if you're from the Indian squad. Just want to be farming these points one after the other. And speaking of farming, Viacom needs to do that exact same thing. Show us what you've shown us already in USA. Show us what you've shown us in terms of your capability of finding that final circle. Beyond, just like Straw Hats, doing so much better today with their positioning.
Oh, Joker is still on a rampage with the sniper, and it's a lethal weapon in his hands. Got so many eliminations, even some chip damage to any team that's rotating away as well, which makes it so terrifying. His angle, he's going to be able to just really abuse, and his AHL that he's going to be paying attention to. Hawk knocked down already, and over on this side here, TS also trying to find their way up onto high ground.
Yeah, Team Secret just staying a little bit quiet in the game for the time being, wanting to just pop off a little bit later on. And because they have been quiet, nobody has really taken away the resources that they've been collecting from the very start of the match. That's going to be making Team Secret a dangerous squad within that final circle. We know they are definitely plenty of spots out there. Jack Hawk is the very damning position for him to be holding on to. Leon's going to be losing 2 players. Bank that 3 as Joker gets shot out as well. Games King is the final one alive here for Leon. Al Ahly, can you take advantage? They might be able to. And he's far, far away from any vending machine, and Al Ahly won't be able to find one. Extra point unless Games King with the valiant dash does a double on that 1v2. Like the troll under the bridge eliminates Al Ahly Esports.
We were just talking about Team Secrets now, and now Anshan and the rest of the team are in trouble. Gio presses forward, and now knocked down by Bobs. They were very much ready for it. Fuxo is out here. Bobs barely alive. But somehow TS will be a team to pull themselves forward, but not for long, because Lost is close by.
There might be Outlaws just taking advantage of that situation, but now it's a battle between SHUL as well as Lost. Knocking Jack down to the ground and taking him out of the equation. Noor's out as well. Total Gaming, what can you do up against RRQ? They've already built up the solid walls on top of that monster truck just to keep the Indonesian monsters away from them. And Twisted Minds will land right behind. And this is that Riptide rhythm out of nowhere. Courtesy of Vitality, courtesy of Straw Hats with some shots as well. And it looks like Twisted Minds is not going to be as lucky as they take the fight straight up to RRQ. But X-Quasi lighting up the battlefield, kicking RRQ out of the lobby.
It is insane seeing how Twisted Minds just rush forward, destroy RRQ, who are sandwiched between these 2 teams. Now TG going away forward here, gonna take this fight head on against Twisted Minds. The rest of the team goes forward here. TG barely alive, surviving for that time being. But now with so many teams pressuring them, Aztec takes a lot of damage already. But they're doing their best, just really lock themselves in behind all those glue walls.
Yeah, Total Gaming has lost a ton of glue walls already in the battle. They need to take Twisted Minds out of the equation, loot them up so that they can continue to play this all the way down to the very end. But MIB lost, closing in the distance.
রাশের সামনে যায় ভাই জনারা বকপি তখন নেট যাবো তাহলেই ভালো হইছে
Double, and he goes in.
শাউয়ার নেট বালের নেট চলে চলেই না সারাটা ভিডিও দেখতে তাও চলতেছে না ভালো লাগে হট এ কোটে রে ভিডিও হেরে আটকে গেছে গেম খেলালে তাহলে কি অবস্থা হবে
Bringing General back into
We are lost out. As mentioned, the pressure from the circle just a tad bit too much, but Leon hanging on for their day alive. A huge improvement from yesterday at Bermuda.
Yeah, Vitality still healthy right now. Knows where Games King is, and despite his best efforts, will be knocked out as well. A valiant effort by Leon, despite Games King being alone at 1v2 win, plus the multi-frags that he got before going up is insane.
This is what I talked about. This is what I said on the stage. Today, what we expect is the teams at the very bottom to make it into the final circle. Eliminations or not, I don't care. But this is what we want to see. Straw Hats and Yakov showing us that they've got the fight in them. They take each other on. And Bangladesh shuts down
Vitality wants to go for more. Knocked out already. As well. The jump shots are good. Koja on the right pitch, and they are chasing for the final member of Straw Hats. And a booyah for Vitality to start off their day.
Vitality. At one point, they used to be known as the Falcon Hunters, and they were just purely disruptors of the lobby. No one expected them to dominate. They just expected that element of disruption out of them. But now, you can't expect them to walk away from lobbies consistently. Yesterday, they showed us that consistency. But I want to take the attention away from Vitality and their booyah. They already got a lot of praises from the casters yesterday. Today, the ones that deserve the praises is Miyakov as well as Straw Hat. They absolute determination to stay alive, and Straw Hat's actually walking away with 10 eliminations and surviving long enough to get into that final circle shows you that hunger. So SHUL, Ali, they better watch out because the two from the bottom are looking to rise up.
Yeah, both SH and Mia making it to the top 3 as well, raking in a lot of points as well coming into this one. So the race is on right now because again, it can be anyone's game. Everyone was thinking the low bottom 2 might not be able to come back today, and they are showing us otherwise. Eliminations coming in from SH as well as the tenacity to survive by Mia is something to be praised. And even then, we're seeing so many teams even individually pop off. Leon Joker just now was going crazy. I believe also Games King was able to not only win a 1v2, but before going down to Vitality, he got 5 eliminations.
Absolutely. But of course, we got to bring the conversation back to Vitality at a certain point as well. Chris Joe, the main reason why these guys turned from disruptors into absolute monsters out here on the battlefield. He has certainly guided them well to the top, but can they stay at the top? Can they hold on to those top 4 spots and find the early qualifier into the grand finals is going to be a big question, because the move that Vitality pulled off in the final battle sequence was exactly what got them the booyah. They did not wait for Straw Hats to complete their battle first before taking advantage. They were already taking shots at them. Whatever angles that they could find, trying to weaken the Straw Hats crew, and then with a proactive rush to take them out of the equation as well. This is a huge improvement from Vitality, and that is what the other teams need to prepare. The fact that they've got a coach that is absolutely brilliant to tell them exactly what they need to fix. If you look at what Vitality did at Bermuda yesterday, just 4 placement points, 5 eliminations. They had a rough run first game of the day, but today they twist that around. But they have to make sure as well that they don't run out of gas because they are stepping on that pedal a tad bit too much. Now, Dash and I are going to take a tad bit of a breather. We'll be back with you in a bit.
Human body was built to move, not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid workers, artists, backing your every move.
He can come in here and play my game. He knows nothing but go!
Tyler Wine, you're done.
how do we do yesterday?
How was your mental after yesterday?
Oh, so we are going to try to do our best today. So we have all the hopes and trust that we are going to make very good than yesterday. So we are positive today.
So obviously, new day. You're saying that you were able to reset a little bit, and you feel like you'll have a much better performance today.
Yeah, we are going to do better than yesterday.
What has it been like working with your team here at EWC and competing on the stage?
I mean, we are going to be like try a lot of bad things together, and be here today is like a good feeling that we are all together and can be here competing with a lot of teams.
Well, I know that there's definitely a lot of people pulling for you guys as well. So obviously this is a quick chat, but thank you for taking the time to talk, and best of luck today.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are right here in the heart of France. It's Paris, Free Fire at the Esports World Cup 26. And we have a bit of a review for you for the first game of Group B. Is Husky and Lucifer, and things are only getting started. We see Straw Hats making the top 3, and that was something that we were hoping to see from yesterday, and they've done it.
I think this is what I was waiting for. Even in Group A, right? The teams at the bottom make a comeback. Titan Esports Club did it. I was about to bring that verticality where, hey, there's Bangladeshi team who already made one through into the survival stage. Straw Hats started off, and they rightfully did from game number 1 itself.
Absolutely. I mean, from what we've seen from Group A earlier on, when TAG got 2 booyahs, I think that really set the stage. If a region like India, who has been trying to prove themselves for so long, can do it, why can't the other people do it, right? Why can't the other squads step up to the occasion? And I think the best part right now is that we have some of the super fans in the house, with Fluxo on one side, on my left, with RQ on the other side, and they are here in full force.
I think this is what it is. We were with the vibe yesterday. I can even feel it better, and it's going to be added on pressure for the players itself, especially a couple of early losses. RRQ again, a similar stretch of what happened yesterday is being replicated today as well. I hope it changes for them.
Yeah, and when we look at the standings, you can kind of see the separation, right? The first thing that comes to mind, MRBL loss, still the front runners, still the head of the pack. It really feels like no one can overtake them. Even in games that they don't get the booyah, they are still the predator, the apex predator.
But I think you have to add it on to team vitality. They're picking up the pace. They understand, yes, it might be a loss of taking it away, but team vitality bringing it out, matching up with pace, toe-to-toe is what they're looking forward to, because they also be at the top 4, they make it to the final.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, Team Vitality, RQ, the Indonesians, they have plenty of fans there, even though we saw RQ super fans in droves, but I can assure you, Team Vitality is also on the support list, right? Because again, we talk about second places, heartbreaks, the super fans, the teams that have known heartbreak the most are actually here, and through the highs and lows, they have been with them.
I think in this game, there's one more team that we have to talk about. It's going to be Yes. Yesterday, later in the games, they right now, they did put up a good performance. Unfortunate that MIB loss ended up taking a head-on fight right at the bridge. If it did change out, I think maybe Twisted Minds also had an opportunity for a booyah.
Yeah, I want to try something, right? Since we have the super fans here. RQ fans, you see me? Yes, RQ fans. Kita cuba ya. Kita cari RQ, okay? Viva! 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 Yeah, that's the spirit. You got the Fluxo people on your side.
Fluxo, do I even need to start out? Is it going to be your drums? Can we hear it from Fluxo?
That's the spirit of Free Fire. We love it so much. And this will only continue to electrify the arena as long as the games are going. We know that there's a lot of expectations. Then we're going to see Fluxo, we're going to see RQ, either in the survival stage or in the grand finals. And this rivalry has extended beyond boundaries. Well, that's it from us on the stage. I'm pretty sure the casters are ready to bring us more Free Fire action.
Oh yeah, we're very, very ready. And the whole crowd, this arena is shaking right now from the noise, from the sounds, from the fans as well. Whether it be RQ, whether it be Fluxo, everyone is ready to see who makes it into the next stage.
Absolutely. Now, Yes, yesterday I have to say it was not the best run for Leon, right? But today, when they opened up Bermuda, I have to say this has been their best performance so far, hands down. 12 eliminations, 7 placement points, a total of 19 for them to match up to their performance at Nextera. And this is exactly what you need if you want to show that you are well prepped for the grand finals. Is it going to be enough for them to squeeze themselves into the top 4? If they keep up this performance, that's definitely going to be the case.
Yeah, now coming into this one as well, when you talk about, just for Leon, just about so many of the teams, we talked just now a bit about what to see at the bottom of the brackets, right?
Yeah.
And now suddenly everything's shifted. What we thought we knew about all these teams yesterday has changed. Mia looks different day and night. Even Straw Hat starting off very, very strong.
Yeah.
If you had missed map 1, please go back and look at it because it's crazy.
Yeah, from being nowhere close to making a break away from that bottom 2 spots, they picked up 22 points. And I'm talking about Straw Hats. That is phenomenal. Yesterday, throughout the whole day, we saw Straw Hats pick up, I think, about 24 points in totality out of 6 games. So to pick up 22 from just one match shows you that they are a very different squad today. You cannot underestimate them. You cannot count them out of the race just yet. But Miacorp, I have seen better from this squad within their own region. I'm still, I'm unfortunately going to be Asian parroting them at this point of time. I'm expecting more, although they got into that final circle earlier. More consistency for sure. As we hop on into game number 2, this is going to be that battle at Solara.
Yeah, Solara was very, very interesting yesterday as well. It was, I think one thing's for sure though, we saw a lot of not only just moments where people were like moving away and running away, but we are seeing on top of the real fights, chases as well around the map, and it's going to be very exciting. Now we saw a bit of a glimpse of what we could see from SH as well as Mia. I am wondering to see whether this momentum will continue into this map.
Yeah, absolutely. Straw Hats down at the aquarium, but they have to be really careful. They've got a split drop, which means they do have a little bit of an insurance policy. But beside them, the other team that has got a split drop is the one and only Fluxo, who got taken out of the lobby a tad bit too early. I know they weren't too happy with their performance in Bermuda, which means they are the bleeding predators at this point of time. And a bleeding predator is a very dangerous predator. Miacorp, on the other hand, Beyblades already sustaining a shot to his chest. But they do manage to quickly reposition off of those slide rails. Looking to find a little bit of extra loot here at Riders. MIB are lost up against Twisted Minds though in a very early encounter earlier. And Rigby taken out early, but of course the team's not really going to suffer bringing him back. There's just one. But IQ Total Gaming could just be taken down here by a good performing Leon. Gomez King down on the ground. Della for the instant pickup, and they want to put on that pressure. Shanky backing away, all alone now. Gomez King with the Mag 7 will take him out instantly. And this is trouble time. IQ Total Gaming left with one final survivor, but Mafia buying an insurance policy back for the squad. That one revival is going to keep them in for a little while more.
I think it's super exciting to see this happening because we were talking about how Lion just now was having such a great game. They were very aggressive. Hold that thought, shot. Instant kill, headshot. Eliminating Abai so quickly. But now he is in trouble since all eyes are on him.
Yeah, Rand's looking for a little bit of revenge shot, but great defense there with a double glue wall. Medkit's going to come in handy at this point of time. We'll catch up with Straw Hats later as we spot out the players on the side of Vitality doing battle with Twisted Minds. 2 eliminations in hand already for Twisted Minds, and they're looking to take this out of the equation. Indonesian player, Valiant Dash breaks down his defenses, and the pass with a sliver of health cannot sustain as Joel from behind the glue wall hits him with the M82B.
Yeah, he's keeping his teammate alive as well. All eyes. I think he's definitely the most noted jump as well. A lot of damage onto him, but cannot keep him alive and deny that point because Diamond is close by as well. He's going to try for more.
Diamond to go in for the rush here. Gets tagged up by Joel. He's got the car 98, so Diamond can't mess around. M82, he will find the access behind the glue wall as well. Diamond in a lot of trouble with the advantage, and Koja with the flag. The VSK puts the guy down. And Twisted Minds will understand that they're not messing around with a small squad here. Vitality, do you go for the...
This too early as well, but great work coming from them. They have so many high grounds and angles to be able to trade off one another. But meanwhile, for AHL, all eyes at the Fluxo side. side. They want to take this fight of Luxo, and you know how they play. They don't want to take this fight too early, putting a bit of space between each other.
Let's see what will Al-Ahli do here up against one of the biggest monsters you can come across. The one and only Fluxo. Not powerful just because they've got a huge fan base behind them. They've got a huge fan base behind them because of what they can do out here in a lobby like this. Sifu tagged out, Butch is in, walking in, Valiant Dash breaks down the defenses, but could not go in for that instant shot. Sifu looking for the recovery and gets his own blue wall broken down here, but the backup from GU and the Cord will give him the advantage, and Butch is in, follows up the M590 shot. Al-Ahli now in a lot of trouble. As Remind quickly tries to back away, Kar98 in hand, but there's nowhere to run. Fluxo's on the hunt.
Yeah, and you know that while they are chasing, they are almost like a boa constrictor who does not want to let go of the prey. Shots to Remind, but he's managing to stay alive for the time being. But Bob's heavy on that pursuit.
The Bobs should be able to find this elimination here, Remind. Outside, Bobs with the Woodpecker. Not finding the shots on connection, and Remind actually manages to scurry away. The vehicle on fire though. Remind, what an escape from Fluxo. Looks like the breeding predators were not very efficient in that battle. Aztec's going to be backstabbed here by X-Straw. And what a play still. Straw Hats on another level. Keeping the dream alive for Bangladesh once again.
Oh yeah, you can definitely tell that they're riding off that high end momentum from map 1. We questioned it whether or not it will continue, and they definitely came into today with a game plan. Now, a reminder for yesterday, when we were on Solara, Team Secret who had a booyah with 31 points, but we haven't seen too much from them from map 1 and in this game as well yet, so far.
Absolutely, yeah. Titan Esports, they survived Group A, the group of death, many people called it. But he's showing everyone that they are capable of getting into the grand finals. But of course, if you look at where they sat on the overall leaderboard, it's going to be quite a bit of struggle. So more is going to be needed out of them. But if they play anything like what Straw Hats is showing us out there on the lobby, they're going to grand finals for sure. Leon on the other hand on the hunt. Al-Ahli, Hawk, but the Hawk's not up in the air. It's wounded, it's on the ground, it's running away. And Birds should be flying. Unfortunately, Hawk do that all alone as he's hunted by a pack of lions.
Yeah, they're very hungry as well. They love to give you space.
That's it.
Let it go. There we go. That's the first shot onto Hawk. That's a lot of damage done. Joker juking away, trying to stay healthy. And you know this guy, once he lands, he's very nasty. And there we go. It's Games King that finds Hawk in the end. That's a double kill for him.
Yeah, beautiful play. Hawk at least tried his very best, had the spider on him, Riptide Rhythm finding the connection, but of course Joker just dodged that bullet perfectly, saw a little bit of natural cover with the compound and made good use of that. If you look at the most eliminations, man, MIBR lost, still on fire, even though we didn't see a massive game from them at Bermuda. They still walked away with the 14 eliminations, and Yago's just topping the charts with the damage as well.
Yeah, that circle, hard shift to the right as well, with SAUL being so comfortable in that middle area. And this is where things get super interesting, how the fights are going to be happening, and how many teams will be eyeing that compound.
Absolutely. Now, the next circle will move towards SHUL as well as MIBR lost. Both of these teams will stay silent for the time being. But now, Team Secret up against Fluxo. The shot onto Decoy. He needs to recover. One arm on the other hand. M60 in hand already. Enhanced with the hammer. Looking for the reposition as well. Flanking towards the left. He does have the thrill of battle in hand, but he could just be the distraction here for Team Secret so that the rest of these players can get into position. RRQ looking for a straw hat, and they find who? That's not a question, that's a statement.
Ape waiting in the wings as well here. Knows that close by. You also see Twisted Minds as well. Could overextend this. Move forward. It's here. Diamond takes quite a bit of damage from that corner here. Just putting a lot of pressure onto him. Forced to move away. Forced out into the open. His teammates managing to rotate across. Dude's close by here. A jump shot forward means Diamond cannot survive longer and will be able to secure that point.
As expected, Fluxo really not going all out just yet. The boogeyman still choosing to fly under the radar. They've already got it taken out. No placement points in this game. Barely any eliminations from their side. Twisted Minds, on the other hand, still on the hunt. Ma'al, AWM in hand. Exposi does not know.
Oh, he didn't check him.
Ma'al, trigger discipline is there. He has the Morse. Both of them outside the circle. Exposi runs. Still does not check his corners. Still does not see him. How in the world?
Kids,
There is no
Ma'al,
way.
the ninja. Without the stealth bites, he's still stealthy.
Yeah, that's just one corner unseen, survives, and the ability to be able to prolong RRQ's run on this map.
When they
Interesting
said
stuff.
keep your head down, I never knew it would work like that.
For real though, it worked out so well in their favor. And now we're gonna be looking here at Vitality that's already repositioned themselves quite in the middle of the map as well. And these early rotators would have a bit of an advantage in terms of positioning.
Exposi needs to check his eyes, bro. Man. And Ma'al, that's the luckiest camp I've ever seen. He was hoping and praying he doesn't get spotted.
I was so sure he'd be seen just now, especially to that large, big area that he was crossing.
Exposi was just too busy. He had a mission on his mind. He's like, we are out in the blue. We're tanking a tad bit of damage here. We need to look for the next circle because it's going to move yet again. And Ma'al just lucked out big time, and RRQ gets to have a little bit of fun there at Funfair, catching up with each other. But Abe, Twisted Minds just tied to RRQ fatally. Ico Total Gaming, on the other hand, unfortunately for them, they've been taken out of the equation a tad bit too early. It's definitely going to be a long journey for them to squeeze themselves into the top 4. But as long as they can keep themselves away from the bottom 2, I think India can rest easy.
Oh yeah. Abe waiting here, Twisted Minds. Diamond already dropped out so early there. Abe now positions noted, still wants to go for that hunt. Jump will be seen, breaks that with a valiant dash, but able to put the glue wall down for that second time. The pass knocked down, and now it's a 2v1. His teammate's already back in the game as well, so the crunch is here, and Abe, a quad instantly doing damage to so many members of Twisted Minds.
Come on, PLS1, show us what you got with that sniper. AWM time, baby. Exposi driving away. Radajuk. On with the AWM, takes him out of the vehicle and the lobby. Unfortunate for Twisted Minds. RRQ did not show them the same courtesy Exposi showed Ma'al.
Oh yeah. Now C-Mox is in trouble as the rest of the Lions look to go for the hunt. Finds him in the corner. The Valiant that breaks it in the end. He's so quick to take him out of the game.
Well, PLS1 stole that one away. Beautiful play. The Goddess King gets knocked down as well. The AWM from PLS1 Team Secret has got a nasty sniper on their side. And Jacobs dealing with that instantly with the M82B. But of course, the recovery should be easy for Team Secret. We move on over to Vitality up against SHUL. I think this is a little bit of a peace treaty between them. They're not going to find engagement between each other just yet. Looking to play circle.
Southern side here in control of the Lions. Well, meanwhile, close by, we also have Team Secret. I think they definitely had their eyes onto members of RRQ here.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, for the Straw Hats, well, surviving this long and still at the very top of the lobby, it is terrifying seeing this team activated on the second day.
Absolutely. Can we see yet another Bangladeshi squad survive the group stage? Unbelievable survival play from TEC. Titan Esports just showing. And Straw Hats again. Down in. In hand. And PLS1 on fire earlier, but he slowed things down a tad bit here. They need to look for a way to get into the next circle, and RRQ stands in their way.
Yeah, put a lot of damage and pressure toward this team as well. The fact that the loss is not able to really do anything either says a lot about how much space as well as power RQ has. And speaking of power right now, Team Secret on a rampage, looking for this fight against the Lions, not able to take up too much space, kept out the zone thanks to all of these glue walls.
Leon, what can they do? A little bit of a panic here. He's trying to gatekeep Leon. RRQ, straw hats on the way, Bangladesh.
সাউয়ার বাংলাদেশ এই বাংলাদেশের কথা বলে যায় আজকে
God name from the master.
They had so many close calls in RQ as well. Della knocked down and trying to be able to bring it brought back into the game, not able to do so.
SAUL Esports taking out Vitality. Talked a little bit about the aggression from the Indian squad. Team Secret shut down as well. You can thank RRQ for that. Who would have expected them to step out of their own safe zone to take the fight up against two teams who were looking for their defensive spot? So a little bit of proactive action there from the Indonesian Titans. Leon's out of the equation already. We're left with 4 squads in here. RRQ, MIP are lost. Miakop and Straw Hats again getting towards that final circle. Josh wearing a little bit of a boo there, looking for the pickup from his buddies.
Yeah, time is dwindling and no space to move because Lost is here pressuring the Straw Hats. The shot goes huge. Neil knocked down. Shocked is waiting to be the next one to fall, but they're able to recover. Who as well? Taking a lot of damage here, but RRQ on a hunt, getting active.
Might be a loss. RRQ taking the fight straight up to them, which gives the big opportunity for the two underdogs down at the bottom to run away with the booyah. Straw Hats and Miakov, they just need to stay silent for the time being. RRQ takes the fight to them. Round 1, Yago taken down. Mahal with a super snipe. Dudsnow traded out. Shock taking advantage. This is Straw Hats hopping on in, trying to stab RRQ in the back.
Oh, the Straw Hats still survive, but RQ is the team who's on fire right now, surviving healthy with the 4. Both these two teams, Mia and Straw Hats, started the day at the very bottom, and they're survived again at the top 3 here. Shots knocked down already so quickly because Mia has their eyes on this team. Going for more, Mia will get 2 more points.
Abi Tomake Balubasi, Bangladesh, that's the kind of spirit we want to see here in EWC. But now the battle is the 2v4. The odds against Mia, and RRQ will use the odds to their favor to walk away with a booyah here. They want to show they are alive and kicking, and they want to make it into the top 4 for the early qualifier to the grand finals.
Oh man, RRQ had so many close calls with one player left alive, whether it be Abe and whether it be Duds, and somehow still being able to bring the whole squad back into the game, recover, and get that booyah is insane work.
Yeah, after a bad run at Bermuda on this game 1 for day 2, RRQ shows that they definitely can step it up. And Solara, not necessarily their best map out there, but they have shown that they have got that veteran experience and a little bit of the circle, a little bit of the action on the battlefield favored in multiple of the
আটকে যায়
have gotten taken out.
আটকে যায়
RRQ, but thank goodness Exposi did not check his corner in this particular sequence. Gave us a few
আটকে যায় এখানে কিছু অফিশিয়াল চ্যানেল দেখে
back with twisted minds, took them out of the equation, got to that final circle, and if they were not proactive, they would have gotten taken out a tad bit earlier already. But Dudes with the master grenade onto the Team Secret players, because Team Secret was in the best spot to shut down RRQ.
It was honestly crazy being able to see that, and I'm curious to see what exactly the comms were in that fight in particular, because it must have been huge knowing where the day happened and then just go all the way to the end.
Man, Dudes is just a monster with those grenades. The accuracy, the timing, he cooks it up so well like a chef, and when he serves it, the dish is absolutely deadly.
Yeah, honestly, there was just so many hero plays coming in for RQ, and it's also a testament to not only their teamwork but also their individual prowess from every single one of these players. And it's always really fun to be able to see these things happen as well, because for RQ, they always come so close to the very
They sit right here. Yesterday, just about 24 points from 6 games. Today, back to back, they've scored more than 20 points, or at least the second game. Earlier, it was 22. Going to show the rest of the world of Free Fire that the dream can always stay alive as long as you make those plays. But of course, on the second page, your team Vitality getting knocked out a tad bit too early alongside MIBR loss as well as Twisted Minds.
Yeah, and I think that in this situation, there's a possibility that you're not expecting some of these teams to really go activated on day number 2.
Yeah.
Vitality did try to survive, but they got overwhelmed from so many different teams as well. We saw Dix getting knocked out so quickly, so many times, and separated from the rest of his teammates. I think in this situation, Vitality needs to find a way to not only survive as a team, but how they approach fights. And I think awareness might be something they want to pick up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Straw Hats, unfortunately, they have to make sure that they don't hold on to such angles in the future because their feet exposed, no glue walls to protect themselves. Many teams found that to be that weak point of the squad, and 2 players got taken out of the equation a tad bit too early. If Straw Hats had 4 survivors down in the final circle to play for the Booyah, on the other hand, I think that would have been a much better chance for them. But of course, these small little mistakes is exactly what they need to fix. But of course, we've got an interview on the stage. Let's catch up with you guys in a bit.
All right. We are back on the stage with Miko and Cheetah. And of course, we have Joel from Team Fatality. And we're also joined by the pretty Yunsu. All right, let's have a bit of a chit chat, shall we? Because I am so amazed by the way that you have been performing today. So yeah, the first question is, Joel, we all know that this is your very first international event since joining Team Fatality. How is the pressure difference? How are you handling it? Jadi Joel, ini kan kita tahu ya, pertama kali nih event internasional, ya kan? Sebelumnya pertama kali ke luar negeri kan waktu itu World Series. Sekarang akhirnya ngerasain international event. Pressure-nya seperti apa perbedaannya dan gimana juga cara kamu
Kalau buat tekanannya ya biasa aja sih. Kalau soal pressure juga kita udah biasa turnamen internasional juga, jadi ya aman aja.
That is such a nice answer. So basically what he said is that, what pressure? I'm not feeling pressured at all. I'm just being myself, calm and collected, because this is something that we're not new to. This is something that I've trained myself to, and I'm just ready for anything, basically, because I don't see any pressure coming from any of the other team. So yeah, that answer actually shocks me too.
He has grown up a lot. I have been following his, his path since 2024 until now, and wow, he changed a lot. All right, up to our second questions. You start off a day with the very first Booyah and build up more a gap in the finals qualification. How much of a benefit will it be to not have to play in tomorrow's survival stage?
Nah, ini pertanyaan menarik banget nih. Kalian kan tadi membuka hari di grup B dengan sebuah booyah, yang artinya kalian juga nambahin jarak poin dari tim-tim lain yang harus ngejar tim Fatality. Sepenting apa sih sebenarnya buat kalian sendiri menghindari survival stage?
Seru apa?
Apa pentingnya kalian menghindari babak survival? Karena kan kalau yang kita lihat di top atas itu bisa langsung melangkah ke babak selanjutnya. Sepenting apa untuk langsung catapulting diri kalian ke babak berikutnya dibanding harus lewatin survival stage?
Kalau untuk ngelewatin survival itu menurut saya terlalu jauh lah. Ya kita pengen buru-buru lolos saja.
Well, a very short answer and a very confident answer. Well, we don't want to waste our time. We just want to make it quick. We just want to make it to the next stage and not go through the survival stage because, again, it is a waste of our time.
All right. Show us more.
Yeah.
We would love to see more from you guys.
Yeah,
As much as I could.
I hope he can back up this answer seriously. Okay, so last question. We've seen a lot of teams start slowly this event. How important it is for you to show your best game in the group stage and build confidence heading deeper into the competition. Ini kan kita lihat beberapa tim tuh memulai perjalanan mereka agak sedikit slow nih. Apalagi kalau kita bicara di grup B gitu kan. Sementara kalian agak sedikit berbeda. Sebenarnya seberapa penting sih buat kalian tampil agresif dan tampil langsung meledak gitu di group stage dibandingkan dengan tampil konsisten memasuki babak-babak berikutnya di kompetisi yang sebenarnya bisa dibilang ini kan jatuhnya kayak maraton ya, bukan lomba lari cepat gitu.
Situasional aja sih, kalau emang kita lagi pengen agresif kita agresif, cuman kalau kita pengen defense. Nggak ada penting-pentingnya juga, biasa aja.
So of course, what he's saying is that the teammates are also complaining behind you because of his answers. But basically, what he said is that it is important to play great to perform well. But then again, when it comes to being aggressive, when it comes to getting as much points as possible, it is very strategic. It's something that they will adjust according to the gameplay. So yeah, right now they're just trying to give up their best and showing the best performance that they could.
Awesome. At least we can see all of the Indonesians as well for the first this fire effort and play the best in the next game. Thank you for your listening and stay tuned, get hydrated and wait more from us.